Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa Wetzel, and I channel information from the Akashic Records. And we are at the beginning of February. And I wanted just to give everybody an update from the Akashic Masters to where we are as far as the energy and the shifts and the changes that are going on. So I'm going to ask the records at this time, what is the current message that they would like for us to know at this particular time? What we want you to know is that you are all undergoing a significant change. We want you to see that the evidence is paramount. What you'll begin to recognize and what you will see is that the turmoil or the emotional chaos that each and every one of you has been going through is an upgrade. We want you to understand that as the past few months have created upsets, upheaval, and topsy-turvy energy, you'll begin to understand that it is extremely important for you to sit still and allow the energy to transmute and transform who you are as human beings. We want you to recognize that the significance of who you are at this particular time is emphasizing the existence of the heart. We are wanting you to understand that you have been moved into a new dimension of consciousness. The 3D realm is dissipating, and the fifth dimensional realm of consciousness is being implemented. What we want you to see is that you have all undergone transformation in ways that you can't currently recognize at this particular moment, but you will begin to recognize that in the days to come, you're seeing life differently. The viewpoints that you once had may be shifting. You'll understand that individuals or situations will become more uncomfortable when they're not in alignment with who you are meant to be on a vibrational frequency. You'll begin to recognize that your sleep patterns have changed and you may be requiring more sleep or less sleep. We want you to understand that this is a vibrational frequency that is shifting and adjusting the mind's consciousness, but also the physical body. The attributes of the vibrational frequency that has been emitted within each individual is allowing the mind to deconstruct the way that it once was and the physical body to reconstruct in the way that it is going to be. We want you to understand that this is significant for your growth. If you're finding that you are having ailments, understand that this is purposeful. We want you to see that the illnesses that are going around the universe at this particular time are meaningful in order to find the ability for the human to settle still and allow the energy to transmute through them and disperse what is no longer needed. We're asking you to hold on to the truth of who you're becoming and do not let go. We recognize that the struggle for many humans has been of the mental capacity, and that they may be finding themselves going into a sad or distant place. You also will recognize that there are many of you that have confusion and not knowing which way or which direction to go. You may feel as if you're wandering aimlessly within the night. But what we also want you to recognize is that you're being redirected to walk in different routes than what you have before. And what I'm seeing is a roundabout, and that you may be going down the road and you hit a roundabout and you're going around the roundabout in your car, but you're not sure which exit to take. But what you're going to find is that the exit is coming to you in a way that you will see clearly. And I'm seeing a big sign that says exit here. And you'll begin to understand that that's the exit that you will need to take in order to find the future that is of much more peace and relevance to who you are. We also want you to understand that you are becoming more of an enlightened being than what you have ever existed in before. We also want you to see that the negativity and the pessimistic attitudes will also lessen. You'll begin to see things with a more bright future than what you've seen in the past, with more happiness and joy. This is transpiring, and it's happening at this particular moment. We also want you to recognize that the heavy energy that is being emitted at this particular time on a universal level will soon subside. You'll begin to recognize that within 3 to 6 months, your shifting will have either occurred in a lesser amount, or else it'll be more significant depending on the growth pattern that you're in. But what we do want you to see is that within the 6-month time period, you'll see monumental changes that will occur within your mindset and the way of your physical structure, meaning that the cellular activity, the body is shifting and changing to be more in alignment of what this energy pattern is, which means that spontaneous healing. You may find that illnesses that have been plaguing you for some time may shift, and you'll see that the ability to heal will become faster and grander. But we also want you to recognize that there are some illnesses that are not meant to change, as they have karmic patterns that they're tied to, so that you can see what needs to shift and change within you. So we want you to understand is that there may be some illnesses that will heal spontaneously, but there may be some that will linger on. If you have an illness that is continuing to linger, recognize that it is tied to some form of energetic pattern that needs to be broken. We also want you to recognize that they're not all meant to be broken, as this is a pattern or a course for each individual's life. But what we do want you to see is that the shifting and the letting go of the past, I'm seeing is paramount. There's going to be relocations. Individuals will find that they're no longer comfortable in the environment that they may be residing within. They're going to find that they are no longer comfortable in the conversations that they may be having with specific individuals. They may find that it's uncomfortable to watch and hear certain words that are being spoken, and I'm seeing like TVs and news, social media, propaganda, basically. They're saying, regardless of what side you choose to believe, recognize that there is always a neutral center ground that is more in balance with who we are than what either side is. In other words, be careful about what you listen to that's going to take you to a negative place. We also want you to recognize that the systems that are being magnified are meant to break down certain ideas and belief systems, so that the shift in the universe, the way that individuals implement their lives, industry, and the functions of the earth are changing rapidly. And this is what is occurring at this particular time. We ask you to hold on to the truth of who you are, find the love and the compassion that lies within you, and understand that this is the truth. You are shedding the old skin like a snake sheds its skin. You are doing as well. You're transforming into new individuals that are more in balance with the love of all things. You'll recognize that the earth will begin to bloom in ways that it hasn't before, and that the sunlight will begin to shine brighter than it ever has. We recognize that the individual mind's process is being alleviated in the old way of seeing. Hold on and trust who we are, as we love you and we have you in your hands. We want you to, I'm sorry, that's in our hands, not your hands. We also want you to recognize that the truth of who you are is coming forward in a way that you can't currently see, but you're finding the old ways are falling away rapidly. The new is of the unknown, as you have you not existed or lived in the way or the pattern that is coming to you. We're asking you to trust and to alleviate the old pains and sorrows and look forward to the truth of love and compassion. And this is who you're becoming. Hold on tight as you are still on a rocky road. You will soon find the smooth surface that you can glide through easily. We want you to understand that this is coming, and it is coming rapidly. Ask yourself, what is the truth of who you are and who do you want to become? If you wish to let go of the pain and the sorrow, then you will begin to recognize how that will be more strongly held. If you wish to stand in the love and the truth, then you'll find that it becomes more apparent. Allow yourself to be set free so that you can stand in the truth of who you are. And this is what we want you to know today. Okay, so I'm sure that that message didn't make a lot of sense because the records are talking in their language. But what I do want you guys to understand is the way that I see what's happening in my language and in my terms is that the last several months have been probably pretty challenging for the majority of us. Old things are breaking down, and no matter who you are, you're going to recognize that the old belief systems are being put in our face, and we're getting put in the positions of understanding that we can stay in those old belief systems that are keeping us hindered or keeping us small or keeping us conformed to be basically the word is coming subservient to others, but it doesn't really mean subservient as in the slave way, but it kind of does. The idea that we are meant to be here on earth to serve everyone else is basically fading in the way that I'm no longer going to sacrifice myself to make sure that you're happy or that I'm serving you in the way that you want me to. What's happening at this time is that we're being put in the position to look more inward and to really look at what really does make me happy. And am I really happy in the life that I'm living, or am I just following the rules and am I just doing what is expected of me? And this is really what's coming to our attention so that we can really let go. And what I'm finding is the attitude of I'm tired of everybody else and living life the way everybody else is. I'm ready to be happy and live life for me. So where this desire is coming from, or where this feeling is coming from, is because the universe is assisting us in breaking down those behaviors of constantly serving everybody else and sacrificing ourselves and not living in our truest happiness. So when we find ourselves not very happy, when we're finding ourselves at our breaking point, when we're finding ourselves feeling or saying, I can't do this anymore. And whether it has to do with a job, whether it has to do with the way the family structure is, if it has to do with friends, if it has to do with society, whatever it is, if you're not living a way that you are truly happy, if you're finding that you're having thoughts or emotions that's causing knots in your stomach or your heart to get tight, understand that whatever's going on around you, it's time for you to look at and really look at if that is a cause of something that is causing a little bit of discomfort and unhappiness. And if it is, how are you going to alleviate that discomfort so that you can actually start shedding away these things that can lead you into this place of love and happiness? And we use this term love and we forget how vast the word love is. We have a tendency to use the word love in relationship. The love of a child, the love of a friend, the love of a spouse or a partner. But we forget that love is being able to sit outside and look at this beautiful sunshine and feel that joy and that contentment that sunshine brings us. Love is being in the present moment and seeing the awe and the wonder of all things that are surrounding us. Love is being able to eat a bite of bread and savor the taste and recognize how it brings happiness to us. Love is anything that can bring us joy in the smallest little increment of that awness. Yeah, this feels good. Yes, this is bringing me peace. This is what love is. And if we can really understand and grasp this concept, that we can live in this place of awe always, 24/7, We are meant to be this person, these humans, and this is what we're moving into. Once we begin to understand that this can actually happen, you're going to recognize how you can alleviate the things that are causing you discomfort, or the things that are blocking the idea of the awe. And that's preventing us from seeing the magnificence of the smell of a flower, or watching a bird fly over and seeing in amazement how it can glide on the wind. When we really stop to think about what love consists of, then you'll begin to recognize what you need to let go of. And as I'm sitting here saying this, it's funny, this is February because Valentine's Day, is coming up in February. And we have a tendency, again, to use that term love in a very specific way. So what I'm hoping is that this message can broaden the idea of love and help you to see how you're preventing the fullest magnitude of love that you can achieve because of the belief systems or things that you have in your life that are blocking that. It has to do with our emotions. It has to do with past experiences. It has to do with past conditioning. And it has to do with everything that holds us in a specific pattern that causes us to see only what's right in front of us and not the vastness of all things. So I hope you understand that February, March, and April, the next 3 to 6 months, is this time for us to become more aware of who we can become and what is actually offered to us in our surroundings. And that's the significance of this message. And that's what I want you to understand. Find love in every single aspect of who you are, and you'll begin to recognize what's holding you back from that true love. So I hope this message does find you well, and I am struggling just like everybody else. January has been extremely difficult. It's been a lot of reconstruction. And I know that I'm not the only one that's going through this, but I'm really looking forward to see what's ahead of us, because I can see it so clearly of what's falling away and what's being presented. So I send love to every one of you. And I hope and I wish that everyone can really truly see what they can let go of, so that we can stand in this vastness of beauty and awness. And I'm going to leave this message there. So again, love to every single one of you.